Capablanca capitalizes on the mistake of his opponent Ossip Bernstein and forms a nice little mating net in this match basically. So Bernstein has himself to blame for losing this match primarily. Kepa just utilized it. So this is the bishop to b5 is played, making this the royal opus, and knight f6 makes this the Spanish game, the Berlin defense on the board, and Kepa castles on the king side. Bishop comes to e7, allowing the black to castle on the king side as well, and Kepa plays knight to c3, and now pawn is pushed to d6, activating the light square bishop, and here this bishop captures the knight and pawn captures back, doubling up these pawns on the c file. So pawn push to d4 by Kepa, attacking the pawn structure, and once the e pawn captures the pawn, knight captures back and bishop comes to d7 and protecting this pawn over here. So bishop goes here to g5, attacking this knight, and castles on the king side, basically. Jose, so if you have watched so far, thanks for staying on with me. This part is for you. And the next move is rook to e1 here, activating your rook into the game, and h6 is played now, basically hitting this bishop, and the bishop drop backs to h4, and knight now jumps to h7, creating this discovered attack from the queen and this bishop here. So bishop captures the bishop, and queen captures back, activating the queen into the board onto the e file here. So queen now comes here to d3, developing the queen and also supporting this pawn over here. And rook now comes to b8 by black, and pawn is pushed to b3, uh, uh, disabling that attack basically. So knight comes to g5, attacking the e4 pawn, and now rook joins to d1 here, and queen now comes here to e5. Queen to e3 is played here, and after that, knight jumps to e6, and knights get rearranged to e2, and the knights are now connected. And queen now goes to a5 here, attacking this a2 pawn also. So knight jumps here to f5 here, ignoring the attack, and knight to c5 is played here, again bringing the knight into the game. So knight to d4 is played. Now both these knights are connected here, moving down the board towards the black camp. So pawn push to g4 here is pushed by Kepa, and rook comes to e8 now. So f3 is played now, forming this pawn structure with these push pawns, and a knight goes to e6 by black. So knight now retrieves to e2. He's keeping his knight safe here, and after that, queen now goes ahead and captures the a2 pawn here. So in the context of the game, this queen is now way out of play basically. So I don't know whether it was a good capture. So knight to g3 is played, again connecting both the knights, and this second pawn is now captured, and rook now comes to c1, attacking the queen, and the queen now goes to b2 again, and knight jumps to h5 here. So here the rook to h8 move is played. The best move would be to push g5 here. And in case if you're wondering whether you can fork this particular both this knight with this pawn push in usual scenario, if you do that, this pawn become weak, and the queen will capture the pawn with a check. Even though this knight is under attack, you can do that. And once the king move here, you have all sort of attacking combination. You can just bring your knight here with a check, and basically it will be game over basically. And or maybe this queen can capture, but there are different lines to be played, but it weakens the king side basically. So rook to e2 is played, attacking the queen, and queen goes to e5 now. So f4 is played, attacking the queen, and queen goes to b5. The best move would be to capture this pawn with the knight here. Basically it will be like sacrificing the knight. If knight captures, you cannot capture back with your queen. So the knight captures this g7 pawn here, and this is a mistake that basically costs black the game. And knight to c5 is played here. I really don't understand why he played that. This allows the knight to capture this rook like this, and once the bishop captures back, queen now comes here to c3, threatening checkmate over here. So pawn push is played, blocking this queen's attack here. The better move would be to bring the rook into the game by placing the rook move to g8, but he didn't play it. So the knight jumps here and captures this f6 pawn, and now the king need to come over here to g6, because if you cannot go here, and if you go here, there is a discovered attacking combination. So king got to come here to g6, and after that knight retreats to h5, and this queen can just come over here with a check here next. So f5 plus is played first, and king comes to g5, which is a blunder. Basically, the best move would be to bring the king back up here. So basically, after that, queen to e3 plus, black basically resign the game, because the following combination will happen. After the check, you will be forced to capture this pawn over here, because the knight covers the square and the pawn covers the square, and the queen covers the square, and the black pawn is already there. So the knight places the check like this. King goes to h4 with a discovered check, and once the knight captures the rook, queen will capture a move like this, and after the following moves, basically, it will be a checkmate on the board. So because of that, he resigned as of this position, and Capablanca won this match. So the king just walked into a trap, basically. The pawn structure was messed up, and once that with these knights here, it was game over. So you can remember Capablanca was trying to protect his knights, not looking for knight exchange, and he was bringing his knight by connecting the knight together, launching a strong attack. So thanks for watching. If you have watched so far, this clap is for you. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with another video.